the Soul Stone. And I guess we're going to see them one by one eventually, this being the black one. So this is a black mana rock for 1 black and 1 generic legendary artifact Infinity Stone that is indestructible. It taps for black, it doesn't come into play tapped, so you can tap it instantly. Then you can tap it and 7 mana total, exile a creature you control and harness the Soul Stone. This means once harnessed, its infinite ability is active, and the infinite ability is, at the beginning of your upkeep, return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. So once you've paid 7 mana, tap this artifact, exile a creature, you're suddenly going to reanimate a creature at the beginning of your every turn. Originally, I was a little bit confused about this because I've seen that symbol before, the infinite symbol, on a silver bordered card, which meant that if you have infinite mana, you can activate this ability. But this is not that case. This is just that you have now activated its infinite ability, you could say. So I have seen a post where someone wrote that this is going to be an auto-include in every black deck, because this is just a 2 CMC mana rock similar to Arcane Signet. In casual, I would be inclined to agree. I do think this is going to be somewhat auto-included in every single black deck. Probably every single color identity black deck you could find. Maybe. But in cEDH, I don't think so. Far from it, actually. I don't think this is that good. Okay, it's not bad. I mean, 2 CMC mana rock is not bad. Or actually, I'm going to rephrase that. Yes, I do think this is bad. There's a perfect card we would like to compare this with. Nature's Lore. So this is 1 green, 1 generic, exact same mana cost for the Soul Stone. Search your library for a forest card and put it into play untapped. This can search for dual lands. Perfect! Extremely good ramp, extremely good color fixing, and it's shrinking the amount of lands you have in your deck, which means you're going to draw less lands when you start drawing cards. And no one is playing Nature's Lore in cEDH. Maybe someone out there has it inside their build here and there, who knows, but I never really see it come up, despite being one of the best green ramp spells you can find. And the reason is actually very simple. The optimal start is land, Sol Ring, Arcane Signet, Ancient Tomb, Arcane Signet, or Ancient Tomb, Fellower Stone. You can also go land, Mana Vault, and Arcane Signet, and tap Arcane Signet for Fellower Stone. Alright, so in this case you can actually go land, Mana Vault, Arcane Signet, and then the Soul Stone, sure. But my point is that the reason why people aren't playing Nature's Lore currently is that 1 green pip is on 2 CMC is rather tricky. But a Paradise at 1 green pip is easy. Arbor Elf, 1 green mana, simple and clean. But once a ramp card goes up to 2 CMC, except for Bloom Tender, that is a special case because it's like a combo piece and it taps for more than 1. But once a ramp card is going to tap for 1, goes up to 2 CMC, we want it to be 2 colorless to make it work. Because of that, Sol Ring, Ancient Tomb, City of Traitors too, Mana Vault, Grim Monolith, etc. The Soul Stones, 1 black mana up there, is gonna make it unplayable. No, not unplayable, but suboptimal. Now we could argue that the ability on here is so good that it would make a good case argument for to see some action anyways. I don't think so. So the amount of mana you're spending here, 7, is a really high amount of mana. And the perk, the value you get from that at the beginning of your upkeep, return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield, is very mediocre. Or let me put it like this, is very weak in a cEDH setting. Now sure, you could reanimate Ranger Captain of Eos over and over, and that's kinda cool. Sure, you can reanimate some of your stacks cards over and over, and that's kinda cool. But the truth is that this is too slow, and it's not something people are desiring for an cumulative, like ongoing value effect. If you want to reanimate anything, it's reanimate, animate dead, and that's kinda it. The turn count in the cEDH format is not going to support this. You don't have that many turns to utilize this value. So as a final verdict, I do believe some people could end up playing this card, but ultimately I don't think it's good, and I wouldn't recommend it in general. That being said, the others could be good. I do think that the blue and green one could have a place inside Kinnan, depending on what they do. Kinnan just wants to play a lot of artifacts in general, and maybe Kinnan could value having more artifacts on Steam Tier 2 if the abilities are worthy to maybe get going. So we will see. But the Soulstone I don't think is going to see some action. Now sure, there's gonna be some cEDH players that's gonna put this inside direct list, but in general, once we start to calculate data on this, I do think that the win rate on the Soulstone inside the tournament deck list is going to be decreased, ultimately giving a verdict not recommended for tournaments. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Lots of more card reviews are coming up. I mean, we have 4 more Infinity Stones to take a look at, but also ultimately they are making more spiders, so yeah, more stuff to talk about. When am I going to have time to make my data videos? I think we're going to squeeze in something here and there too. In any case, see you around guys, take care.